Hello, welcome to Finchy68. I am Finchy. Welcome to another video. And today it's this Gary Anderson Unicorn Level 2 darts, rubberised. We're going to do say unboxing. I've actually unboxed these and used them, but I've done this so you can see exactly how they come and I'll give you a little review, my opinion on these. So as I said, they're Gary Anderson rubberised darts. Level 2. They're 22 grams, these particular ones. I'm not sure if they come in different weights, but as I said, these are 22. Now, the reason I've got these is because I used to be an avid dart player. Played at a decent pub level, nothing too high at all. And a few years ago, I sort of done some damage to my shoulder, so I stopped playing pretty much completely. Started to get back into it a little bit, and then stopped again. So my darts are in storage or sold them or gave them away. But recently I've started to want to get back into the game again, largely inspired by the World Championship, the PDC, and I thought, yeah, I quite fancy having another go at that. Not to a PDC level, just throwing some darts at a board. It's just a nice, relaxing pastime, and if you do it the odd ton or ton 40, ton 80, then gives you that little fuzzy feeling that all dart players know what I'm talking about. So anyway, back to the product. Gary Anderson Level 2 darts. Obviously, they're not designed to be professional level in any way, shape or form. In fact, these are level 2, as I mentioned, and unicorn darts go right up from level 1, which is beginner, right up to level 7, which is your top of the range, top class, darts that the pros tend to use. So let's have a look at these. Enough rabbiting on. Let's have a little look. As I said, I've unboxed these before, but I've put them back exactly how they were. So let's take them out of the box. Let's try not to drop them as they come out. So this is exactly how they come. There's no case. You see, the box is now empty. This is exactly how the darts come. Put the box down there. So they come with the flights already in now. Yes, so I don't know what colour they're coming over on the video, but they're kind of a purple colour. And these were bought for me by my wife because I mentioned I want to get back into darts and I didn't know where my darts were or anything. So these are what I'm going to be using at the moment. So they're 22 grams. Let's take that out of the plastic. Go over there. Receives the 3 darts in a little point holder, dart holder there, as you can see. Actually quite nice. The flights are quite nice. I'm not sure how much these were. Probably about 15 quid, I'd have thought. Now, when I say rubberised darts, let's take one out now. Of course, they're not made from rubber. They're actually brass with a rubber coating. As I said, these particular ones are 22 grams. And they've got the bubble shafts. It's quite a nice set. Nice glossy flights. And of course, as I mentioned, they're made by Unicorn. Yeah, so obviously all the darts are the same, goes without saying. So you've got 3 darts out, they're 22 grams. Now when I threw these, I normally use about 24 grams. So these are a little bit lighter to what I used to. Because of my shoulder issues, my wife wisely thought, get slightly lighter ones to start with, just to see how I go. And I found these very easy to throw. They've got a very nice grip when you're actually throwing the dart, releasing the dart. It's a nice grip. They're nice they're not too chunky, but they're not really thin. I know a lot of dart players use really thin darts for the 180s and the 140s and everything. But these are sort of just my sort of size, really. As I say, not too chunky. I show my darts like that. One day I will do a video on actually throwing darts and things. This isn't a dedicated darting channel by any means, but I will do that one day. That's how I hold my darts, like that. Um, and as I said, when I threw these, they was okay. They flew straight, flew true. Um, there wasn't sort of any going off to the sides unless it was my fault, of course. Yeah, they were not surprisingly good. I mean, they got the Gary Anderson name attached to them, who of course had a fantastic World Championships, got to the semi-final, had a fantastic World Championships. So they got his name attached to them. So you wouldn't expect them to be really rubbish. Um, but they weren't rubbish at all. They were good darts. Level two, not too sure why level two. Probably because they're brass and covered in rubber. But certainly didn't feel like beginner's darts or level two darts. They felt much more sturdy, and as I say, they flew really well. So that's the Gary Anderson level two rubberised brass darts. As I said, I think they're about £15. Probably places like Sports Direct or online or Unicorn's own website. Possibly Gary Anderson's, although I don't know. He probably concentrates on his far more expensive upgraded darts. So thank you very much for watching. That's about it at the moment. As I said, I will do a video on actually throwing these darts and possibly some others in future. And yeah, I look forward to interacting with you in the future. Thank you very much. See you for my next video. Bye.